Well, now the cash-strapped families who say their only hope of owning their own home is to head north. And if the surf, sun and bargain property buyers aren't enough to get you across the border, perhaps a $20,000 grant will do it.
Yeah, I think, think about weekends on the beach with kids.
It's the great Queensland migration.
Yeah, it was never going to be a reality for us buying in Sydney.
And they're rolling out the welcome mat. Pretty good prices this close to the beach.
Definitely, it's most affordable anywhere in South East Queensland.
From cheaper real estate, better commutes and warmer weather.
Day 2 of our move here, I knew we'd made the right decision.
Today I'm here with 2 Sydney families who are ready to make the move to Queensland.
It's well known as the Sunshine State, but now Queensland has the title of the cheapest state.
We know that housing affordability is really crunching on families in both Sydney and Melbourne.
With those making the move declaring it the answer to the nation's housing affordability crisis.
Moving to Queensland was one of the best things we've ever done.
Just being able to afford a house, not just working to own the house, but being able to live.
Tonight, the lifestyle migration, why people are packing up and moving up.
We believe there is so much more on offer.
Queensland is hard to beat. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. Last year, more than 20,000 people moved to South East Queensland, which is on track for record growth. It's a trend that's booming, with people finally realising Queensland really does have it all.
House prices in Queensland are very cheap.
I'm well employed, have a great job, and we would struggle to afford housing in Sydney.
The Lamb family are in the final stages of planning their move to Queensland.
People say, the market keep going up, but honestly, at some point, how much could you possibly pay?
Nicolette and Julian, along with their 3 daughters, are pulling the pin on Sydney, realising they'd never be able to afford to buy after their rental recently sold for over $1 million.
This is a perhaps 15-year-old 4-bedroom home on a small block. It's hard to see how there's $1 million worth of value in this house.
They've lived in Sydney almost their whole lives, but are now looking to buy in Brisbane for just a fraction of the cost.
I'm thinking half of what we would pay in Sydney.
They're part of the Move Up in the World initiative by the Queensland Government. This is them talking about the benefits with the state's treasurer, Curtis Pitt.
We simply can't afford to get back into the Sydney market.
Part of the lure for families is the fact Queensland's treasurer is offering incentives to entice people up here.
The affordability of housing, the lower traffic congestion and really great opportunities for new and emerging jobs.
The first home buyers grant is $20,000 in Queensland, which is more than anywhere else. Workers are also taxed less than any other state, while the government claims power prices are also cheaper.
We believe that people will be able to have a better life.
They'll be looking at rolling out even more incentives as the campaign continues.
In Queensland, the Treasurer will come down and actually help pack your boxes to get you to come to Queensland.
House prices in New South Wales have been a driving factor behind interstate migration to Queensland.
KPMG economist Brendan Ryan says Queensland property prices are currently about 40% of those in Sydney and 70% of those in Melbourne.
What we're seeing is that house prices in Queensland are towards the cyclical low.
So what can you get for your money? In Sydney, where the median house price is currently over $1 million, this Camperdown 3-bedroom home 7.2 kilometres from the CBD is listed at $1.4 million. In Melbourne, this home in Alphington also has 3 bedrooms, is nearly 10 kilometres from the CBD and is selling for $1.4 million. While up in the Sunshine State, this 3-bedroom home in the Brisbane suburb of Chermside, 10 k's from the CBD, is listed for $575,000. If the beach is more your style, this Gold Coast property at Robina with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms and pool access is up for grabs for $599,000. While further north on the Sunshine Coast, this Perugian Springs 4-bedroom house just 5 minutes from the beach is also listed for $599,000.
Interstate migration has doubled over the last 2 years.
Adrian Allen is the project director for Aura, a new housing development on the Sunshine Coast at Caloundra, where interstate interest has been huge.
You can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-garage house for $370,000.
Jacinda and Matt Knox moved up at the start of the year.
Every area that we looked at in Sydney that we thought, hey, we might want to live here, I'm like, oh, too expensive.
The couple overwhelmed by prices in Sydney's sales and rental market.
We were living off my wage and saving Jacinda's wage wholly and spending nearly $1,000 a pay on rent.
Now they've purchased this block of land with plans to build their dream home for around $460,000.
Crazy
So
exciting,
excited.
yeah.
And it's happened so much faster, being able to move here and saving money on rent.
A reality that never would have happened in Sydney.
Our house that we're building here and our land in Sydney would probably cost easily, I think, 3 times more.
There's no other place that we would rather do it. We're here for good, 100%.
And if all that doesn't entice you,
And they win the State of Origin too, so.
There is more information on that story on our website.